We could have had Zoo Pal plates at the Grill and Chill, and you didn't fucking bring them.
I thought about it just now when you mentioned it. I was like, I was gonna grab them and then I forgot.
That would have made this Grill and Chill elite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have taken it to another level. Welcome to episode 2 of The Void. Different location, same spirit. Morale is good. Today I'm going to be interviewing a dear friend of mine, Ryan Gibertini. He's coming from Tampa. He's actually parking as we speak. His significant other is in on it and letting us know. So, should be good. Hope you guys enjoy. Well, that's unfortunate. Let's try this again. Hi.
Can I take a seat?
I would love if you took a seat, Ryan.
Just right here.
Welcome to The Void.
How's it going?
It's good. Yeah, that's good. It's really good. Thanks for the assist.
Of course.
Corn, not you. Corn.
No problem.
Thank you.
You're
welcome.
Behind the camera. Welcome to the only talk show in which the people who are going to be on the talk show don't know they're going to be on a talk show.
Thanks. Good to be here.
How was your drive?
It was good. We went to Metro Diner for breakfast and then got Wawa on the way here. So.
Just because we were debating it before you just parked and then chose to sit in a car for 10 minutes?
Yeah. Did she told you that?
Yeah, she was in on it. Yeah.
Really?
We're sitting here waiting.
Oh.
Like, who does that?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, well, I told you
shit.
11:45.
That's your mic, by the way. If you want to hold that close to your face.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I told you 11:45, so I wanted to make sure I made good on that promise. And so I didn't want to come too early.
Respectable.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just kind of dive into this.
Okay.
These are my notes. When you
Okay.
fucking look at these.
Okay.
We've been friends for a while now. As I was doing research onto you, do you know how long we've been friends now?
I'd say at least 5 or 6 years.
8 years.
Wow.
If we count Miss Williamson's class,
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think I would count that year because
Yeah.
I was trying to be your friend, but you were not having it. So maybe 7 for you, 8 for me. But yeah, I was doing a lot of reminiscing, if you will, and I was trying to think of like a memory that we would share, that I would have. High budget production. That you wouldn't remember, and I couldn't think of one.
Sure.
But the two that really stood out to me were Jenna.
Jen. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember her.
And the infamous Scott handshake.
Oh, sure.
So if you want to recount both of those for me, I'd really appreciate it.
So Jen was a very nice lady that I think we met through Kim. And we used to get breakfast with the four of us used to get breakfast together.
I forgot this part of the story.
Yeah, at 63 South.
Yeah.
And we were walking to class one day, and those of you familiar with the UCF campus, this will be helpful. We were walking past the flagpole on Memory Mall and made a right on that second sidewalk. I was going to classroom building 1. Everyone else was continuing onwards. I leave to go to class and like Jen was on one side of me, so like on this side, and I was like, hey, I have to go this way. And she went in to hug me, and I was like, oh, sorry, no, I'm going this way, I'm just letting you know. And she was like, oh, haha, and I was like, okay.
Never spoke again.
we never talked again after that.
Awesome to watch.
Yeah.
From behind.
That was tough.
And in my Snapchat memories, there's a once a year there'll be a picture of you in that blue shirt with the baseball hat and the skateboard, and it was that day.
Yeah.
Like seconds before it happened, and I laughed every fucking time.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Gibertini.
Yeah.
Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah, that's a good one. So we were around the Men in Black ride, and we just spent the evening with Scott and Cam, my parents. And Ian goes to say goodbye to my dad, and I don't remember exactly how it happens.
I don't either.
It sort of unfolded in a way that my dad was unsure if Ian was going to shake his hand, so he kind of skipped him in the rotation of like saying bye to people. And then Ian comes back to him at the end and puts his hand out, and my dad doesn't notice. So either he doesn't notice or he did notice and was like, go fuck yourself.
That sounds likely. That sounds like your dad. My recollection was like it was by the Fear Factor in Men in Black.
Yeah.
And I went in for a handshake and he didn't see it, and it was one of those things where I like turned and then he went for it, and then when I turned back he turned as well, and Universal Studios shut down because of how much spaghetti fell out of my pockets and flooded the streets. It was
they were closed for a couple of days.
It's tragic. Gamer.
I am a gamer. Yeah, I play video games.
Get that in frame.
Mario Kart. Mm-hmm.
One of the games that you and I both are very passionate about is Skyrim.
Sure.
Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious, and I found this online. I was doing research on you. I found this picture of you, and this will be available like above me. It's a picture of you saying, "Skyrim is no place for Argonians."
Yeah.
Which, for people who aren't familiar, you can choose like species that you're going to play as, and there's a lizard race, Argonians, and you say no place for them.
Yeah, this was actually from my campaign speech when I ran for Jarl of Winterhold. And I just want to add on to that. I don't think Argonians, Khajiits, Bretons, I don't think there's any place for any sort of race besides the Nords in Skyrim. And I don't mind saying that.
Let's transition then, because I wanted to talk shop politics with you. Stop looking at my notes.
No, sorry. I'm just I'm a curious guy.
I think I just had my answer, but I was curious.
I will be voting for in 2024.
That's not. I'm just going to censor that. Were you Imperial or were you Stormcloak?
So, for a long time, I was Stormcloak exclusive because I didn't realize that at the beginning of the game you could go with the Imperial. I always followed Ulfric to the right because I was like, I don't know where the other guy's going, so I just was Stormcloak by default. Until eventually I became an Imperial because I was like, oh, this is like kind of like the Civil War in America,
right?
And the Imperials were the North in my head. And then I learned a little bit more about the lore of the game and decided that the Stormcloaks were actually on the right side because this was the native home for the Nords and the Imperial kind of invaded unjustly. So it's different than the Civil War. I'm not saying I'm on the side of the South. I'm just saying that Stormcloaks really, I think, are justified in their Nord exclusivity.
Yeah, that backs up Skyrim belongs to the Nords. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, though. Before Stormcloaks, there was the Aldmir and the Snow Elves that actually occupied Skyrim until the Nordic immigration that was led by Ysgramor.
You know, Ysgramor, I think, really, I think he sort of had a vision for what Skyrim could be in a home of the Nords. And whether or not there were elves before seems pretty irrelevant. You know, I mean, native elves, you know, we had some similarities there with some, some more American history just kind of being tied into it.
I'm just to save you from getting canceled. Who has the rightful claim to Skyrim? Do you think the Nords?
The Nords, yeah, the Nords do. And that's because I like them more.
Praise Talos, man. So just sticking on this gaming trend, I was doing, again, my research team did a lot of digging into our conversations through the past. I think our text chain went back to 2018. Yeah, I just had
some gems in there, I'm sure.
Oh, we're bad people, man. I did find a list that you made and you sent to me that was your top 10 Mario Kart maps.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to show these to you. Well, I forgot to show you this. I have footage of you hanging out with Imperials. So I was supposed to say you're saying you're Nord, but you're clearly...
It's doctored. That's actually a doctored image.
A better host would have remembered that. Mario Kart maps.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and take a look at these? And what I want you to do is just review them.
Yeah.
And tell me if you want to change anything or keep them the same. This will, again, be available somewhere above us.
Yeah, and so Toad Harbor, I think, is a classic. The reason I like that map so much is because...
I don't need a breakdown.
Okay, yeah, hey. Your show.
I just need you to tell me if there's anything you want to change out. No, you should do that.
I don't like Animal Crossing anymore. I don't like that map. The new game kind of ruined that map for me because I've been seeing too much of Tom Nook and that sort of vibe, so I'm not really a fan. I don't like Cloud Top Cruise anymore. I think it's a poorly designed map. Wildwoods especially, I can't believe that's on there.
I gotta be, when I was looking at your list, Mario Kart Stadium was shocking.
Yeah. Yeah,
and Cloud Top Cruise, I was like, this guy... And DK Jungle.
I do like DK Jungle.
That's a fucking terrible map.
Yeah, some of these are questionable. I will say that Wild Woods, I think, was on there because Corinne probably influenced me because that's one of her favorite maps.
True story.
And she was like, hey, put Wild Woods on your map or on your list. And I was like, all right.
Rights to the story. So I'm going to show you, today made a new real top 10 list.
Sure.
And I will let you look at these and review them. So it goes Mount War. It's just
1 through 10.
Mount Wario, Toad Harbor, Hyrule Circuit, Music Park,
Bad.
Wild Woods,
Bad.
Animal Crossing,
Bad.
Coconut
Good.
Bar.
Big Blue sucks. Sunshine Airport last year good. But I'm not a fan of Big Blue.
What's wrong with Big Blue? It's just Mount Wario on water.
Yeah, I think I don't like how it doesn't loop. Mount Wario is the only map I like that doesn't loop. Every other map like that is kind of lame. Plus Big Blue, I don't know. There's some cringe turns in there that I don't really like. Music Park has a cringe last turn where it has a space in between where you can bounce and where the turn is, and I don't like that. Sometimes I fall off. It makes me upset.
If there's anybody that isn't like our friends who's watching this and they haven't tuned out, that's just...
It'd be impressive.
It's a fucking miracle.
I agree.
So we'll just go ahead. I think this
it's a good list.
It's a good list.
I mean, it's a fine list. There's probably about 5 correct ones on there.
Finding this list. This is our last segment. It's a new segment we're trying on the show. It's called Text Chain.
Okay.
So it's where I go through all of our texts, and this edition is meme review.
Okay. Oh.
So I found 5 memes that you and I have sent each other.
Okay.
And have you ever watched like a wine critic review like a beverage?
Yeah.
Like hints of mahogany. I want you to review each meme.
Yeah.
In that tone.
Yeah. I
want you to guess who sent it.
Okay. Sure.
Number 1. Well, I just explained this to you.
Okay, so what we have here is a photoshopped image of a animated character from the popular Christmas movie, The Polar Express, sitting in the carriage of the beginning of the game of Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim. And this is funny because he doesn't belong there. And he was like a popular, funny guy a few years ago that this was like funny to have in pictures. And anyway, I think this was probably Ian that made this because unless I found this somewhere, I'm pretty sure this looks like something Ian would make.
It's funny. Agreed. I sent it.
Okay, yeah.
But I found this funny because everybody fucking hates this part of the game because this is you can't skip this.
Right.
And it's like the annoying kid from the Polar Express in the most annoying part of that game.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Presidential alert, wouldn't it be funny if we kissed? Haha, sorry, that was my friend, but wouldn't it be funny? Yeah, and so this, I think, really is topical because this seems like something that I would send you.
Correct.
And because this is funny to me. It's like if Hillary sent this to Trump in 2016, like, wouldn't it be funny if we kissed? Haha. And then, or it's like, it's funny because, you know, you're someone and you have a crush on like a friend or something. And you're like, wouldn't it be funny if we kissed? Like shooting your shot and then backtracking and it going horribly for you.
It's on the emergency alerts. like the national.
Gosh, am I really this strong? That much better strong than little me being Goku. This is definitely an Ian sending to me meme.
Yeah.
This is classic Ian. He thinks Goofy's hilarious. So he has a pretty good Goofy impression, so I can't do it too well, but this is funny because Goku solos, of course.
That's a good review.
So this is obviously Frodo photoshopped with a black eye. This could go either way. I'm not sure who sent this. I'll say that I sent it to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you ask your dad why he smells like Jack Daniels, yeah. That's hilarious because, of course, domestic abuse is funny in the correct context. So that's classic comedy right there.
It's 2018 in a nutshell. Last one for you.
Waluigi gets his Waluweenie stuck in a vending machine remastered, rated M. This is tough. I think that this is something you sent me.
This was like the one that I was like, this is the most Ryan meme that's ever been sent in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like something you would send me. I mean, it's super funny, and I like it a lot. Yeah.
Good, man. Well, thanks for coming from Tampa.
Hey, no problem at all.
We always do this. You couldn't see the first edit because I had to edit it. We leave you with a prize.
Oh, wow.
Thank you to Nintendo
For sponsoring
The Void. Bowser, let's get in touch. Not like the character, but like the executive who also doesn't work there anymore.
Super. Put this in a jar. Thank you very much.
I don't want to know what you're going to do with the jar. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time, folks. Get off my set.
Yes, sir.
All right.